Hello there, and welcome to the War Factory for today, October the 16th. Boom, 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 boom. As you can tell by the troop loadout, I'm up to some silliness. Well, not silliness, but I'm gonna clear up the right-hand side. That's the plan. The plan, well, yeah, it's not the ultimate plan. It's not the end of the plan, but it's the start of the plan. So, I figured I'd try to throw some smokes and drop some Zooks, and I wanted to put them right in front of the laser beams. That's the whole point. I'm not even sure why the freaking laser beam went off that last time, but as you can tell, I was not expecting my Zookas to go right up over on that turn and do horrible things. So we lost a few. It's not a very auspicious start, but that's okay. We'll move forward. We'll press on. I did fully expect to lose a couple of Zookas to the grapplers. You know, that can't really be helped. It's going to happen in one way or the other. Now, with the laser beams gone, it's nice and safe to pull over on the right-hand side. Now, and this is where my boatload of Riflemen come in. Really, the Riflemen are just there as grappler and, like, boom cannon / sniper tower fodder. The whole reason for their existence is to just absorb a few big shots, leaving my Zookas to last a little bit longer. Unfortunately, because I lost the extra Zookas going after the laser, when I started kicking off, because it's also why I brought Kevin along, is the plan was use Kevin, get the like 4 or 5 Zookas back that I lost, and then pound out a whole bunch of extra Riflemen. I wanted to be barging up this side of the map with like a full army of Riflemen in front of me, but because I lost so many extra Zookas to the stupid lasers, it didn't work out quite as well as I had hoped. Now obviously I'm making progress, I'm just kind of pushing forward, but I feel like had I not borked that laser scenario, things would have gone a lot better. Probably, you know, could have at the very least gotten rid of the mortars, maybe? I don't know. Anyways, regardless, made some progress. That's the important part. And that means, because the side's not quite as cleared as I wanted, we're doing it again. So this time, I thought, okay, I've already cleared up a bunch. I am going to be smart. I'm going to load all of my troops down here on the beach, and then I'm going to purposely go over extra far to the right, throw some critters to distract the grapplers. What I didn't bank on was, because I threw the critters, it distracted, instead of the grapplers, because of the poor placement, it distracted the cannons. So the grapplers were pulling stuff in, the cannons weren't finishing them off, and of course Kevin decided, oh, I gotta go heal that guy, charged right up in, and once again, my Rifleman army just got trashed before it could even start. Now, if you are doing this strategy, I will warn you, be careful of those rocket launchers that are chilling up at, you know, I guess 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock from the HQ. The reason for that is those rocket launchers, they dip down like right onto where those grapplers are. But as long as you flare around them, you can skirt around no problem and get into like this area where you can start pounding through all of the different cannons and stuff. Now, again, I feel like with a proper Rifleman army ahead of my troops right now, my progress would be a lot better than it currently is. I guess that's speculation because I can't really check and see. Who knows, maybe I'd be triggering off. Actually, no, you know what? I just realized the lasers are being triggered off by the guys getting grappled. Oh, what a Dingledorf Fartfig Newton. That sucks. Alright. Well, that's fine. As you can see, what I really ultimately wanted to get at was I wanted to destroy the grapplers right there next to the HQ. And from this position, like, let's be honest, 2 shocks, maybe... Yeah, you know what? Actually, I'm pretty sure I checked the shock launcher range. It's really just the 1 shock on the rocket launchers, and you can just Zooka bomb the snot out of that HQ. But, and now we're getting back to the main theme and my grand master plan. I really wanted to hit this base with Grens, and I was so annoyed because I was like, oh, this would be awesome for Grens, this would be great for Grens. Nope, Grappler. Oh, I want to do this. I could put the Grens here, and I could go Gran, tank, Gran. Nope, Grappler. So, I gave up on being able to do it from the start, but I was like, you know what? If I just take out the Grapplers, the 4-pack by the HQ, I could probably handle the left-hand side with some Granks. Now, unfortunately, because I didn't get quite as far as I wanted to with my initial attempts and whatnot, I had to blow almost all of the gunboat energy for this attack on taking out that one last hurt grappler. And man, that really hurts when you can't even shock the boom cannons that you're like charging your troops up into. You're gonna get hurt. Now, I could have split this across and I guess done like an extra attack and whatnot, but you know what? That would interfere with the Grand Master plan, because I knew that if I could get the tanks and the Grens out, I just wanted to roll around and be goofy and, like, yeah, okay, I could go up the right-hand side and win, but instead, I decided that I was gonna milk the War Factory for everything that I could. Mostly because, with, like, the current boosts from Tribe, I don't know about you guys, I maxed out that gold production boost, and I am just making an absurd amount of gold, like, just non-stop. It's just crazy. Like, I log off to go to sleep and I wake up and suddenly I have 20 million gold, and I'm like, wait, but there's only a cap of 8 million on gold. What's going on? 8 million and change, but whatever. I don't know. I think, like, an elf or a fairy plays Boom Beach for me while I sleep at night might explain why some of my attacks are good and other ones are like this. But I decided, you know what, I've got the extra gold, I'm not too worried about it, I've got nothing going on this evening, I got a few extra minutes. I want to, like, actually see what I can do about this War Factory. Now, the darn Hot Pockets, man, I had just enough for either a shock or for the critters to get the Hot Pocket out so I could actually attack the Hot Pocket. As you can see, I went with the critters, and the Hot Pocket roasted my poor troops. Hot blue cheese all over their faces, but that's okay because I still have more attacks. Yeah, honestly, with the 5 attacks to do the War Factory, it's kind of nice. So, as you can see, this time, with the actual gunboat energy that I would hope to have, I just marched right on in there and just smashity smashed. And then, because, let's face it, those lasers, they're going to shoot through the tanks, they're going to do bad things to my Grens, and the shock launchers are just going to, like, freeze everything. I decided, okay, I'm going to try and distract the shock launchers with some critters, but everywhere I could throw the critters, the rocket launchers and lasers just did too much work to them. So I was like, alright, fine. That's fine. We're just gonna have to go with good old-fashioned shocks. It's gonna burn up the energy, it's gonna, like, get expensive, but at least we're gonna be able to take some things out. And then the lasers cometh. So I started going after the shock launchers, thinking, all right, I got this, we're good. Yeah, no. Turns out when you lose all of your grenadiers, and I guess maybe that's also partially just my stubbornness. I like really wanted to enjoy the troop boost to the maximum, and I was like, yeah, I gotta have some Grens in there. I can't just have the tanks. If I had gone all tanks, I'm sure that I probably would have been a little better off versus all of those laser beams, because, you know, it would be hitting more tanks. It wouldn't be quite as squishy. That's okay. I'm fine with that. You know, again, I still have another attack after this, so I just go with it. I did think I was doing alright when I got into this position, and the tank that's closest to the lasers was kind of redirecting the lasers away from my my medic and my grenadier, but it turns out not quite enough. That's fine. Coming in once again, last attack. Oh, this is where it starts to get so good. And this is the grand master plan that I was ultimately hoping to hit, which was charge in there and just wipe out every freaking building on the map before going after the HQ. I just thought it would be fun. No particular reason. I just kind of wanted to give it a shot. Now, I got to admit, when I started getting up here and going after these lasers, and they were firing off and hitting my Grens so incredibly badly, I started to get a little bit worried. I was like, oh my goodness, what the heck am I getting into here? Like, am I going to be able to actually finish this? Because, you know, there is still a war factory sitting down there, and if I don't get the final hit, I'm not going to get all the loot. Now, admittedly, the loot this week is mostly just parts for prototypes, and I was like, it's not that big of a deal. But it still kind of would have been, you know, it would have been a shame to miss out on a critical fuse. I don't know, whatever it was. But having gone through it and having successfully done it, I can tell you right now that it was pretty darn satisfying. Even if I had to do a little bit of flare jigamadoo, I don't know what you'd call this. I had to goof around with my flares, because with the grenadiers, when you're really close and clumped up on targets that the grenadiers are going to shoot at, the grenadiers will nuke your own troops. And I was like, oh shoot. So I had to like pull them away, and that got them close to the HQ, which then I had to flare them away from again. And like, as you can see, I ended up throwing critters over on the far box. Not that I was afraid of losing, but just because otherwise I wouldn't be able to clear every building before finally hitting the HQ. Anyways, guys, the first 2 hits are how to actually do it. The last 3 are just me goofing around and having a good time. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully it's been entertaining. And above all else, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day.